And it's 7 o'clock as ever on a Wednesday night, and it is Wednesday the 3rd of June. Good to see you. Thank you very much for joining us. It's another Dream Whiskies live broadcast, and I've got to say, before I even start, Facebook have completely changed the interface. So what I'm used to looking at on my screen has changed. Everything's moved from one side to the other, and the comments have gone from the right to the left, and the picture's gone from the left to the right. And I'm not even sure how to tell whether anybody's joined us or not, but nevertheless, good to see you. Hopefully you are with us and rolling along. Let me tell you what we've got up for you this evening on this Dream Whiskies broadcast. So as ever, we've got our Whiskey Geek of the Week competition. We will be announcing our prize winners from this week's competition coming up shortly as well. We have 3 cocktails as ever for you, including our Mix With Me cocktail, which is going to be towards the end of the broadcast, plus one of our neighbours who also comes on here in comments as well. Simi has donated a small bottle of something quite unusual, and I've come up with a cocktail that we can make with that, so I'm going to be doing that for you this evening as well. And what else have we got? Lots of things we've got up for this evening. Let's say a few hellos. Kieran, thank you for joining us. It's good to see you here, because this feels entirely strange on the basis that Facebook have changed this whole layout, which I'm not sure how it's going to work, but hopefully it works well. Who else we got here? Cheryl, always good to see you, obviously. Paul Slade, how you doing? Lipka, great to see you. Who else is with us? Adrian Bain as well. Hi, and drinking a Suntory Toki. Very nice, very nice. This is what I've got on the go this evening. And the reason why I've got this on the go is that I'm also using this in one of our cocktails, because it just goes perfectly with the ingredients. I've got an Ardbeg 10. I know that people with Ardbeg are one side of the fence or the other, really. They either absolutely love it, or they're a bit, yeah, take it or leave it. So if you are an absolute passionate Ardbegian, I've got a 10-year-old on the go tonight. If you're not, actually, I still have a 10-year-old on the go tonight. But yeah, but you're probably not going to enjoy it as much. What I do love about Ardbeg is the colour. Colour is extraordinary, isn't it? I mean, you look how absolutely clear, like a mountain stream, really, that 10-year-old is. Who else have we got joining us this evening? Adrian said hello to you. Remember, by the way, tell me what you've got on the go. Tell me what you're drinking tonight. Bob, good to see you. Jane, how you doing? Hi, Paul. Looking forward to tonight's Mix With Me. Yes, we've got a really decent Mix With Me coming up. And then that's the Ardbeg face as well, because I know, of course, that Jane is not an Ardbeg fan. Let's see. So let me remind you about our Mix With Me, which comes up at the end of this evening's broadcast. So you will need whiskey, obviously, whiskey of your choice, Campari, pineapple juice, a lime, some sugar as in either fine sugar like caster sugar or sugar syrup, or actually, you know what, worst comes to worst, granulated sugar. But you're going to need some sugar. So you will need those 5 ingredients. She was saying, hope you haven't got a 10-year-old on the go. What, to me? No, not a 10-year-old whiskey. What do you mean by that? I don't even know what you mean by that. What's this? Kieran's got a Jura French Oak. Oh, I'm a huge Jura fan. And actually, I know that Paul Slade is a huge Jura fan as well. Paul Masson, good to see you. Home in time to catch you live tonight. I'm pleased to see you there. Got a glass of, what is that? McMyra. You know what? the only McMyra that I've tried is a sample that was sent to me. I be honest with you, I don't even remember which one it was, but it was superb. But I really am behind the curve on the McMyras. What's this? Still drinking my Talisker, although going fast. Well, I'm glad it's getting drunk, Paul. I mean, it's definitely better than just sort of putting it up there and letting I don't know, letting it catch the sunlight. Bruce, how are you doing? Hi, Paul, Cheryl, Alfie, and Dream Whiskies members and guests. Good to see you, Bruce. Very good. All right, so let's start the evening as we always do with a little toast, and that is a toast to actually a world which is just all over the place with dreadful things going on at the moment. But I don't know, we're trying to find a ray of sunshine every Wednesday night in one form or another. related to whiskey. So let's all get our minds onto something whiskey related and a bit of fun just to help us continue with our human quest, really. So cheers to you all. Thank you for joining us. Do love that. Do love that. What else have we got here? Right. Yes, our winners. Winners from last week's quizzes. So we've got our, not quizzes, sorry. We've got our spot prize quiz winner. And we've got our whiskey competition winner. And first of all, the whiskey competition, which finished at midnight last night, so midnight Tuesday, and that's when it turned over and the new whiskey competition started from midnight. Members only. If you want to enter and be one of our whiskey winners, you need to become a member. Just click the link in the description and sign up. Become a member. Anyway, look, I'm absolutely delighted to tell this person, and I'm just trying to see if this person is online. Not making any comments. I don't know if this person is online, but I'm really pleased for two reasons. One is that this person actually won the spot prize last week, but by winning the main whiskey competition this week, she is the first woman to have won it since we went members only on the competition front, and that is Eileen Proudfoot. That is 2 in a row, and of course you are the first woman. I can't wait to get a lady's face up on the gallery to show our winners. So many congratulations and well done, you've won that. So everyone say a big congratulations to Eileen. Who else has joined us? Hello from California. Hi, Nikki. That's my sister from California. And there's my wife saying hi to my sister. And Steve Simpson, good. Nice to see you. Evening all. Great to see you. So Eileen, I wish you were online right now, but I don't think you are. You are our winner tonight for the whiskey. And last week's spot prize giveaway where we had this, let me show you what we had. We had this copy of the Bourbon Bible, a book about 140 plus different bourbons, all sorts of amazing stuff in there. Really good. And actually, I think this person is also a previous winner of our whiskey competition. And it's Gary Cummins. So Gary, if you are there, congratulations. So whether it's Eileen or Gary, neither of whom I think are with us tonight, congratulations to you. Very quickly, the prize for this week's spot prize giveaway, which always comes up right at the end of our broadcast, is this. Let's have a look. It's this little family collection, let me show you, of Glenfiddich. So 3 taster bottles. Just to be clear, these are 50ml bottles. So taster bottles, and you've got the 12-year-old, you've got the 14-year-old Rich Oak, and you have the 15-year-old Solera. So pretty cool prize, I think, and that will be up for grabs. If you're not a member, you can't enter that one, but you can become a member by clicking on the link and signing up. Right, who have we got? Bruce, congrats to Eileen. Cheryl, come on Eileen. It's actually spelt with an A, by the way, but anyway, it's A-I-L-E-E-N, as she would tell you if she was online. And congrats also to Gary from Port and Jane. So, good job. Right, well done, everybody. So, as you know, we always have a Whiskey Geek of the Week competition, which has really sort of gathered momentum because some of you out there seem to love the idea of showing off your whiskey knowledge prowess. And so what I've done is I've done another competition for this week. It's a quiz as ever. I picked up a couple of elements from last week's one, which seemed to be quite popular. I got a few messages, plus a whole load of other things. We've got 12 questions in here tonight. And from what I can remember when I wrote them, they're all worth 1 point. So tonight's competition is out of 12. Remember, you answer them. You need a pen and paper, pencil and paper. Get your answers down. You will mark your own answers. You have to be honest. If you're not honest, then how can you even live with yourself? And the person with the highest score will become our Whiskey Geek of the Week for this week. You get your picture on our Facebook page. You get our picture in our website gallery. And everyone will throw, I don't know, their underwear at you because they love you so much. So the first 3 questions before our first cocktail of this evening is coming up. And last week I did 3 questions on anagrams, and that proved to be really quite popular. So I've done 3 more anagrams for you. What else have we got going on here? Lots of well done, Gary. So that's Eileen, not Eileen. Oh, Aileen, not Eileen. Yes, that's probably it. I've probably been pronouncing it incorrectly. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Questions 1, 2, and 3 for our Whiskey Geek of the Week are as follows. They are all anagrams. I will give you these anagrams. You're going to need to write them down, and then if you want to keep going back to them through the evening, that's absolutely fine. These are anagrams of whiskies, okay? Whiskies or distilleries, but whiskies, really. I want to know what the whiskey is, so you have to work out the anagram. And by the way, the reason why I'm explaining myself slightly more clearly tonight is that Lubka, who is one of our regulars, actually made me think that not everybody on here has first language English. So I just want to make sure that everybody knows what we're doing and what's going on. So the first anagram, which whiskey is this? Rearrange these letters. The first one is labourer. Labourer. And just to clarify, it's the English spelling of labourer, so I will spell it for you. It's L-A-B-O-U-R-E-R. Labourer. L-A-B-O-U-R-E-R. What whiskey is that an anagram of? That's number one. Let's get all three of these down, and then we can move into our first cocktail of this evening. Question 2. Scilly hen, as in the Isle of Scilly. So it's S-C-I-L-L-Y. That's Scilly, and then hen, H-E-N. So Scilly hen, S-C-I-L-L-Y, H-E-N is an anagram of which whiskey? And the third one is Angry Mole. Angry Mole. So it's A-N-G-R-Y and M-O-L-E. So those are your three anagrams. What are those three anagrams of? In other words, which whiskies are they anagrams of? Okay. So our first cocktail this evening is a salted caramel frappe. And I'm doing the frappe because this is something that, in a non-alcoholic version, my wife and I, Cheryl, who is online here, and many of you know because you speak to her and you swap comments with her. When we were in Greece a few years ago, the sort of coffee frappe is a really popular drink. And when we came back, Cheryl started making them, and actually she sort of continued to make them and perfect her skills really since then. So what I've done for this evening is I'm doing a whiskey alcoholized version of this frappe, and it's absolutely brilliant for this time of year. It's a cold drink, even though you use hot coffee, and it's great. And if the sun's out, it's a fabulous refresher in the afternoon. So let me see. So we're going to take this glass for a start. Oh, that sounded like, oh, excuse me, as I just dipped down outside. I just dropped my recyclable glass straw. Let's put that back there. That is going in the drink, unfortunately, at the end, but hey. So we start like this, and we're going to start by stirring some key ingredients together in the glass. So we're going to take some milk. Now, I've just got regular milk here, but you know that we've used other types of milk in the past, so soya milk, lacto-free milk, almond milk, hazelnut milk, milk, whatever you want, whatever works well for you, you go. And I'm going to pour the milk in to about a third of the way up the glass. Okay, that's good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some sweetener. And the sweetener, ordinarily, if we were just making a regular frappe, would be sugar, but I want to give some flavour to this. So I'm going to use some salted caramel syrup. And this salted caramel syrup is absolutely sensational. Oh, my goodness. I could actually just drink that as a shot, really. And I'm going to just pour this in by freehand, but I tell you that I'm putting in 20 ml of this syrup. So, there we go. We've got the syrup in there. And then I've got some whiskey in here. And the whiskey that I'm putting in, and I am going to measure this because I don't want this to be over alcoholic. So I'm going to put in 35 mils of this. And it's 35 mils. I'll be honest with you, I can't remember what the last whiskey I put in here was. I think I might have a Chivas 18 on the go. So let's bring that up to 35 mil. There we go. 35 mil to there. And that goes into the milk. And of course, the syrup that's in there. Now, before we go any further, I need to bring these together. So I'm just going to give this a little stir. And this is actually the reason why I'm doing it in the glass, no ice yet. It's because I want to get this whole thing stirred up without any kind of, I don't know, attack back from the ice. So that's nicely mixed. Before I go any further, let's see who else is talking to us here. Who we got? Simon. So Simon there, who is Simi. So Simi is the one that gave me the bottle of something that I mentioned earlier that I'm going to be mixing in our next cocktail. She's saying sorry that she's late, but she's here now. That's good because I've got a drink specifically dedicated to you, Simi. Who else? Hi, Dad, says Cheryl. Oh, so hold on a second. Have I missed? Someone's there. Is Dad there? We don't know if Dad is there. Like in the Spot Prize, got a bottle of their Fire and Cane waiting to be opened. That's the Glenfiddich. Paul Musson saying that. Actually, I'll be honest with you, Paul. It's another whiskey that I'm yet to try, the Fire and Cane. When you do try it, let me know. Sherry's saying I need a stiff drink. Nice to see you, Sherry. That's a good opening gambit, isn't it? It's like, I need a stiff drink. By the way, everyone, hello. Looks yummy. Do you do home delivery? Asking for a friend. Okay. And another comment about the shirt. Love the shirt. Thank you very much. Yes, this shirt was actually baggy when I first put it on. Not first put it on, but when I first bought it. It's slightly tight now. All right. So we got the milk. We got the whiskey. We've got our caramel, salted caramel syrup in there. I'm going to add some ice. And ice really is critical to the whole frappe idea. And so the ice brings it up higher in the glass. And actually, I'm just going to stir that a little bit more with the ice. So the next stage is this. The next stage is to add the coffee. And there is a technique to this. So in this little jug here, I have... Gary Cummins. Gary Cummins. Sorry, guys, running late. Gary, you'll be pleased to know you won last week's Spot Prize. Announced it earlier on. It's the Bourbon book. I'll be in touch with you about that tomorrow, but congratulations. Everyone say well done again to Gary because he just turned up. So in here, I've just got some instant coffee, actually, some instant black coffee and a little bit of sugar. And in here, I've got some boiling water. So I'm going to add some boiling water. And I'm actually putting in, I think, about 50 ml of boiling water. Because the next thing that I want to do is I want to whiz that into a sort of frothy coffee foam. So I've got one of these little, what do you call these? Aerators? Aerolate, this one is called. And I'm going to spin this and get the coffee spinning. And while this is going, the idea is that it starts to build a froth and a foam. So it takes about 30 to 50 seconds to do. But it's this foam that adds character to this drink. So I just keep this going for a while. Now, I've tried this before by putting the coffee in a shaker and shaking it a little bit like you might do if you were making an espresso martini. But it doesn't create anywhere near the foam that this does. So if you've got one of these, great. If you haven't, I don't know, maybe a whisk and you do it by hand. I mean, I guess it's going to be much harder. Or you can always go back to the idea of shaking the whole thing. But I'm thinking if you do actually shake the whole thing, you're probably going to find that it's not going to be quite as frothy. So look, if I show you that, I don't know if you can see. Can you see? That's quite frothy there. So I'm just going to put that to the side. And now what we're going to do is we're going to drop some of this frothy coffee. Oh, actually I'm noticing that the froth is staying in the jug. So let me spoon that out with the coffee. And you bring that up to the surface. I think this is looking absolutely gorgeous. And you add a bit more coffee and the coffee will drop down into the mixture. And by the way, even though it was hot, when I put the coffee in there, because of the amount of ice that's in this, the whole drink becomes an iced coffee. It is an iced coffee. Now I've got my glass recyclable straw, which is going to go in the side there. And that is our salted caramel frappe, which I think is quite delicious. Now I'm going to be honest with you. I can't try this. And I can't try it because I don't drink milk. But I know somebody who does, actually. So I'm just going to put that there for the moment. And let's see if that actually ends up finding its way to anywhere else. All right, have you been talking to me? What we got here? Let's go back. Sorry, running late. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, everyone running late. That's Kaz. Kaz, good to see you. Good to see you. Well done to Gary. Grats, Gary. Who won the weekly bottle? Says Mike. Says Mark Coyle. The weekly bottle was won by Aileen Proudfoot, who actually won our spot prize last week. But what you missed me saying, Mark, was that Aileen is the first lady to win one of our whiskies since we changed to membership 18 weeks ago. So that's our winner for that. Yeah, you can slide in there. No, it's the same angle. You can still steal it. You can guess who's talking to me, right? You know who's coming in. What do we get here? Cheryl's also saying, it's interesting, Cheryl's talking there, but she's also here. They can't see you. It's okay, you're good. You see, everyone's been put off by the fact that Facebook have changed the whole thing, and they changed the layout, and Cheryl was worried that you can actually see her, but of course you can't. Although you did see that glass disappear, didn't you? Gary saying, really laugh out loud. I'm not sure what you're saying really to. Oh, really to yourself? Yes, congratulations, well done. Cheryl saying ages with a hand whisk, which I guess is going to be the case. You definitely need one of those little aerators. What else? Looks fab. Hannah Cheryl will be grabbing that, I'm sure. Yes, as you can see, already happened. Looks lovely, looks yummy. Hi, Paul. Amazing. No, amazing off screen. So she's even talking out of shot now, getting really brave. Amazing one. Amazing from Cheryl. I'm pretty sure she's going to go back and make some kind of official comment as well in the comments. What's this? Michael Nolan. Hi, Paul. No email, no link, no idea what the cocktail is tonight. I'll very quickly tell you. I don't know if you've got enough time, but I'll mix with me later on, Michael, is a whiskey, obviously, Campari, pineapple juice, a lime, and some sugar, either regular sugar or sugar syrup. Gary, well done. Eileen, Paul Slade, gone. Yes, gone and talking. But honestly, for me to actually get a thumbs up on that because Cheryl is the goddess of frappe in our house. All right, good. So that's cocktail number one. Cocktail number two, Simi, get yourself ready because cocktail number two is yours. I'll tell people a little bit more about what you donated to the cause shortly. But we have three more questions for our Whiskey Geek of the Week competition. Who is it going to be this evening? Only you know. Actually, I know as well, once the answers come in, I guess. Here we go, question number 4. And by the way, if you missed questions 1, 2, and 3, they were anagrams. I might be nice and give them to you again, but possibly not. Here we go, question number 4. On what island, or which island, will you find the Highland Park Distillery? On which island will you find the Highland Park Distillery? Anyone been there, by the way? I've been there. Yeah, had a nice little tour. Lovely little distillery. Actually, not so little, but lovely distillery. What we got going on here? Cheryl, oh my God, OMG. I think that's probably the most overwhelming endorsement of one of my cocktails that we've had from Cheryl so far. Cheers again, by the way. Loving this Ardbeg. I don't even think Simi knows that because I mentioned this earlier on. But Simi is an Ardbeg fan. I've cracked the Ardbeg to go with the bottle that she brought round, and I got a bit on the go myself. So cheers to you, Kaz. What's going on? Your bottles look very neat and tidy behind you, Paul. Thank you, Kaz. Well, look, I'll be honest with you. There's a big change back here, and that's because right now I'm in the middle of filming some new cocktail courses. So I do these online cocktail courses. I'm in the middle of filming one for Dream Whiskies, funnily enough, but also one to do with gin and rum and tequila and vodka as well. So we've been filming like crazy, and all these bottles have been moved around. These are mostly sponsors bottles. When I say sponsors bottles, it's not like they're getting them back, but yeah, it's just sort of products that people have given us. But I'm using some of this stuff in our drinks tonight as well, guys. What's that? Adrian, you've been there. Nice trip. Yeah, but you mustn't say where it is. You just got to write down the answer. Okay, question number 5. Jack Daniels. I'm a big Jack Daniels fan. I know there's a lot of people who love single malt whiskey who just think Jack Daniels is just not worthy. I love single malt whiskey. I love Jack Daniels. And over here, which is always out of camera, you can't see, but I've got a reasonable selection of Jack Daniels as well. What I want to know is this. Where does Jack Daniels draw its water from for the distillery? So, you know, in Scotland, most of them get it from rivers. But where do Jack Daniels get theirs from? If you know anything about whiskey, if you know anything about Jack Daniels, you will know this because it's a sort of legendary, iconic place. So where do they get their water from? Paul must have never been to Highland Park Island, right? Okay. But have recently purchased a bottle of their full volume, awaiting another waiting to be opened. Yeah, just keep opening those. Have a sip, Paul. What of this? Nikki wants me to drink. She's always been like this, by the way. So Nikki's my sister. She lives in California. But even when we were kids, she was always saying to me, have a drink, have a drink. Now look what you've done to me. My whole life is alcohol. Thanks, Nikki. What you got on the go? Question 6. I want to know what record is held by the Octomore 8.3 release. So the Octomore 8.3 release, it was a record that it held, I think, in 2018 when it was actually released, but I'm pretty sure it still holds it. So there might be a bit of contention there, but I want to know, what is that record? If it doesn't still hold it, what was the record it held when it was released? So what is the record held by the Octomore 8.3 release? Great. All right. So now we are moving on to our second cocktail. And I'm calling this a watermelon ginger, watermelon ginger and chipotle cooler. And there's a reason for that. And that's because Simi, who is she's a neighbour of ours, and she watches this, so she's part of the Dream Whiskies crew, and she gets involved in the mix with me, but she lives just around the corner, and she donated this. And this is a bottle of, it's called Gusto Organic, and it's fiery ginger with agave and chipotle. So it's a little, it's kind of like a sparkling soda, ginger sparkling soda. And I've tried this, albeit a small amount, because I wanted to use the rest of it. And the chipotle, which might sound a little bit out there, actually works really well because it's in there in, I imagine, very small quantity. It gives a bit of heat. The ginger obviously gives heat and spiciness. It's really nice. And I gave some thought to it, and I've come up with something that hopefully Simi's going to like, but hopefully you are all going to enjoy. So the first thing that I'm going to do is this. I'm going to get out this bit of wood. I'm going to take this, which, by the way, is a favourite of mine, as some of you know, because A, we grow it, and B, I just love the aroma. This is rosemary. So I picked this rosemary yesterday from the bush, and I've just let it sort of sit there. So it's not dry, but it's dried a bit, and it's perfect for what I want to do. So I'm going to break that in half. I'm just going to put that on this wooden board. Let's get this glass out of the way. And I'm going to show you a new toy that I got. This is a cool toy. Can you see that? I don't even know if you can see. This is my new blowtorch. It just gives me a sense of power, really. What I'm going to do is going to set light to the rosemary, and then I'm going to put the glass over it, and the glass is going to stay there smoking with rosemary infused smoke until I'm ready to serve this drink. So let's light that up. Okay, that's good. Let's put the glass over it. I'm going to let that smoke out, and I'm just going to let that stand there until we have made the drink. Okie doke. So this drink was all dictated by this sort of ginger, agave and chipotle soda that was donated by Simi. And I felt that if I was going to put a whiskey with that, it needed to be a sort of peaty, smoky whiskey. Hence the reason why I went for the Ardbeg 10. And so I am going to start with 35 ml of this Ardbeg 10. Let's get that up there. Now, it might be a strange combination, but I'm now going to add some watermelon liqueur or green melon liqueur. And it is a kind of strange combination, but there's something about the sweetness of this plus the flavour of melon that seems to just combine really well with things like ginger, which is in the soda, and the smoky and peatiness of the Ardbeg as well. I'm going to use the same jigger, not quite as much. I'm going to go to 25. There we go. And it's quite a nice colour at the moment as well. I'm now going to add some lemon juice. So let me just pop that back there. And I've got my lemon, just going to give this lemon a cut. And I'm going to put in the juice of half a lemon. So in a way, at the moment, it's a little bit like a sort of whiskey melon sour, I think. But we're not going to add any sugar because we've got enough sweetness from the melon liqueur. And just half a lemon. So let's give that a squeeze, tip it over, get the rest of that out of there. That's good. Put that there and pop that on the side. And let me explain the process of doing this. I am going to now shake this drink. I'm going to serve it in this rosemary smoked glass. I'm then going to top it up with this ginger and chipotle soda. I'm going to give it a stir and then garnish it with a little bit of fresh rosemary as well. So it's going to be a sort of herby, aromatic and spicy concoction with an underlying sweetness of melon. Let's see how it works out. So, get the ice. I'm going to put some ice in there. Let's give this a shake. Turn it over and off we go. Okay, that's good. Now I'm just going to stand that there where you can see it because I want to take the glass with our burning bit of rosemary. Oh, it smells absolutely incredible. Let's get some ice into the glass. Honestly, the aroma coming out of that glass is truly sensational. Now I'm going to strain this into our smoked rosemary glass over some new ice. That looks beautiful. Let's pop that to the side there. We're going to crack open our ginger, chipotle and agave soda. We're going to top that up to there. And there's a little bit left there, as you can see, Simi. So if you want this back to try it at home with your family, there's more than enough to go around. Spoon. Let's get my bar spoon. Let's just give this a little stir. And finally, a bit of garnish, a little bit more rosemary, which, as you know, I had this obsession with. I'm just going to pop that in the top, like so. Have I got another straw here? Yes, I have another glass straw. And let's get that straw in the side like that. This one I am going to double check and taste. Oh, that is good. I've even impressed myself. I must be on a real roll tonight. Already Cheryl has given me like a proper thumbs up on the first one. Oh, that is gorgeous. That's absolutely gorgeous. Ardbeg works brilliantly in there. The spiciness of, where's the bowl? Spiciness of this ginger and chipotle soda is beautifully balanced. The melon is coming through completely without being over sweet or over dominant. Wow, loving that. Feel like I'm on fire tonight. Let's just pop that there. And that one's dedicated to Simi. Simi, thank you very much for donating that. What have you been talking about here? Lots of chat. How you doing? Good. Become a VIP. Yeah, definitely do that. We need more of you to do that. Simi, wowzer. I hope that's a positive wowzer. If it tastes good, let me know. All of the things I love. Yeah, Simi, it tastes brilliant. That's for sure. Would you like it? I can pop it on the doorstep for you. So I think Cheryl's going to take this round to Simi for her to try. We are also impressed by you, Paul. Excellent. Thank you very much for that, Lubka. It always takes a little comment like that to make somebody feel, I don't know, loved and valued. Thank you very much, everybody. Really appreciate it. Here we go. So we are into the third part now of our Whiskey Geek of the Week quiz. We've given you 6 questions. I say we, I mean me. I've given you 6 questions. and you have 6 more with 3 more coming up now, each one worth 1 point. Hopefully you have been up to date with us. So let me just check that these haven't been doctored by anyone. Right, so question number 7. Hopefully you're doing well so far. Question number 7. I would like to know what style of whiskey is traditionally found in a classic Manhattan cocktail. So a Manhattan cocktail, when I say traditionally, I mean going back originally, because these days there's a lot of different styles of whiskey that are used in there. But really, historically, traditionally, it was one style of whiskey. Maybe 2. If you get one or other of these 2, I will let you have the point. But that's the question. What style of whiskey is traditionally found in a classic Manhattan? That was question number 7. Yeah, I'm feeling good. The other thing I'm feeling good about is that normally by this time it's still dark out. It's just light. You know, it's great to see the summer really rolling on, isn't it? Question number 8. Another cocktail question, by the way. I'd like to know what whiskey is found in a Lynchburg lemonade cocktail. A Lynchburg lemonade. And if you don't know what a Lynchburg lemonade is, the clue to the answer is in the question. Specifically, it's in the name of the cocktail. A Lynchburg lemonade. What whiskey would you find in that? Could I be any fairer? Probably not. Just going to have a drop more of this Ardbeg because I feel like I'm running dry. Lost the first cocktail to my wife. Got a funny feeling the second cocktail is going to end up going to my neighbour. But cheers. Okay, question number 9. What 2 ingredients, another cocktail question, I just realised that I went for a cocktail round. What 2 ingredients are required to make a Godfather cocktail? And you know what, I'm going to tell you what one of the ingredients is. So you actually only need the second ingredient. So to make a Godfather cocktail, you need Scotch and what? What's the other ingredient? Scotch and what? Pretty sure that Bruce knows the answer to this, because I'm sure that Bruce has either sent me a photograph of one of these or has told me that he's drinking one of these at some point. Bruce, you must have this one, right? Just let me know. What's going on? Simmies, sounds amazing. Enjoy. Dribbling at the thought of that now. I'll grab it for you, Simmy. Keep it in the fridge for you. Oh, I see. Right, okay. So Cheryl and Simmy are working out how to keep this cocktail on ice, as it were, for Simmy. Okay, so we are now approaching the Mix With Me part. So I'm just going to run through them again to tell you what you need, just in case it's your last chance to dive in with us. Remember, if you are mixing a cocktail with us, with me, then please do send me a photograph of what you do. Even if you don't send it straight away, it doesn't matter. Don't forget us, send us a picture. For example, Lubka, who's with us this evening, she sent me a couple of photographs earlier on, which I will put on the Facebook page a bit later, of a cocktail from last week, I think, and a cocktail from the week before. So, okay, it took a couple of weeks, but she sent them in because she made them. So please send her those photographs, because you wouldn't imagine the joy it brings us here at Dream Whiskies to know that you are knocking up these cocktails with us, and we can just sort of post them away on there. Bruce saying has one of our favourite drink ingredients in it. There you go. So Bruce absolutely knew that. So to remind you, we are going to need some whiskey, and I'm going to use the whiskey that's in here, which I think is a Chivas 18. I just can't remember what I put in there. You're going to need some Campari. You're also going to need some pineapple juice. I've got some pineapple juice here. Let me just put a little cap on that so that I can pour that out. You're going to need some lime, and you're going to need some sugar. So last chance to pull those bits and pieces together before we dive into our fabulous Mix With Me cocktail for this week. Let's get that over there. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about this cocktail before we start to make it. Again, I'm just sort of filling a little bit, just in case you're trying to pull together some last minute ingredients. By the way, just in the comments, tell me if you're along for the ride. Tell me if you're doing this. I think Lubka is doing it. Anybody else doing this with us? This cocktail is based on a cocktail called a Jungle Bird. And I told you that I'm filming some cocktail courses at the moment. So I'm right in the middle of filming right now. I mean, not this second, obviously, because I'm talking to you guys. But, you know, earlier this week and today and then out the other side of the week, just doing loads and loads of cocktail classes and videos for these courses. And one of them, for my rum course, I did a lecture on this cocktail called a Jungle Bird. And while I did it, I just thought, you know what? This would work so well if I took the rum out and I made it with with whiskey. I think it would be an amazing mix with me cocktail. But the other thing is, and I haven't told you about this, the reason why it's called a Jungle Bird is because of the garnish. Now, I didn't want to send you all off on a mad goose chase as far as the garnish is concerned. So instead, what I've done is we're going to make the cocktail together. I will show you the garnish, which, by the way, is why it's called a Jungle Bird. And then if you want to go and do that later on or another time, or you want to do your own thing with it, at least you'll know how to do it. And by the way, it means you get a free lesson from me, where most other people are going to have to pay to get on the course. Okay, what have we got here? Jane, I'm making it tonight. Went and bought the pineapple juice specially. Excellent, good. Made it with rum, Paul. You made it with rum. What this one that I've just done, or the one that I'm talking about, the Jungle Bird? You've already done that, is that right? Not quite sure what you mean there. Not doing it this week. Feel left out now. We'll be more organised next week. That's my sister in California. But at least you're here, Nikki. That's good. Bye-bye cocktail, they said. Cass is gone. Yeah, it's gone. But what I can tell you is that I saw out the corner of my eye that it hasn't been, it's not gone and being drunk. I've seen it being put into the refrigerator, so it's being held for someone, obviously. And I think we know who that is. Okay, Dave Chilton, is it okay to use the pineapple juice from a tin of pineapple slices? Well, actually, you know what? Why not? It's not the same, but actually the juice, or you're calling it the juice, but really it's the syrup, isn't it? So the syrup from a tin of pineapple slices is going to be really sweet and syrupy and pineapple-y. It'll be a different drink. What you could do, Dave, is you could try it with that now, but if you then take the pineapple slices afterwards and blend them up, if you whiz them up and turn them into a sort of puree juice, you can try it like that. Oh, Michael's saying the Jungle Bird. Right, okay, so Michael knows what I'm doing. Paul Slade, I'm writing it down tonight. Okay, good man. And is Cheryl rolling around on the floor? Well, she is. She's not rolling around on the floor, but she's been creeping, yes, crawling on the floor, as she says. All right, it's time for us to get into our mix with me cocktail. I've decided to put this Jungle Bird into a big goblet. And I've got a bit of a thing about these because these sort of goblets have now taken the place of things like old fashions and highballs in so many other drinks. They've strangely become a modern glass for a cocktail. So this Jungle Bird would originally have been in a rocks glass or an old fashioned. I'm going to put it in here. It'll also give me a bit more room at the top so that I can do the garnish for you as well. So the original drink is called a Jungle Bird. I'm calling this a Scottish concrete jungle bird. Okay, this is a Scottish concrete jungle bird. First things first, we're going to take our shaker and we are going to add our whiskey. And I think it's Shivers 18, but whatever you want to put into yours is absolutely fine. And I'm going for a 40ml measure of my whiskey. So let's get that into there. There we go, 40ml. Very nice indeed. Let's just pop that back. Now Campari is essential to this cocktail. What I will say to you is that some people like it and some people really don't, but whether you like it or not, it blends beautifully in this. And so if you don't think you like it, you probably will. Now I also know many of you won't be using Campari, but you'll be using other brands of bitters. That's fine. You can go with whatever you've got in hand. I mean, Campari for me is probably the best one to use here. It's certainly the one you use in a Jungle Bird, but you can use an Aperol, which will give you a different sort of flavour, or any of the other ones that you might have to hand. Slightly less of this, I'm going for 30ml. So we've had 40 ml of our whiskey and we've got 30 ml of our Campari. And if you are using Campari, then what you'll see is it gives this amazing colour as well. All right, let's just put this out the way. This here is pineapple juice. You've never actually seen me pour juice from a professional piece of equipment. I'm normally pouring them out of jugs. But I just sort of had these on the bar over the last day, so I thought I'd use it. This, by the way, believe it or not, I actually designed myself. And it's called a free pour. And it's a very clever little pourer. When I say clever, it sounds like I'm sort of basking in my own glory, but it just sort of works pretty well. Who else have we got here? What's going on? Like the name, frozen pineapple pieces. I'm going backwards. Makano, frozen pineapple pieces in the blender, does it? Yeah, that'll work nice. Nikki likes the name. Simi, the cocktail isn't sweet enough for me, but it had your name on it. It's waiting for you. You're going to garnish with concrete, says Paul. No, you'll be pleased to know. And there's a picture of Cheryl crawling on the floor. So I'm putting 75 ml now of our pineapple juice. So there's a 50. There's another 25. Okay, we're good there. And now 2 other ingredients. Now I'm going to be completely honest with you. You should be using a lime, which hopefully I've asked you to get. So get yourself a lime. I've actually run out of limes. I started the week with, I don't know, maybe about 25, 30 limes, and I've gone through them all. I thought I had some and I don't, so I'm putting lemon in, but I want you to use lime. Obviously, if you don't have lime, you can do lemon, but lime is better for this drink. But anyway, if you're using lime, you want the juice really of the whole lime. So that would be around about 20 to 25 ml. With a lemon, I can get the majority of that just out of 1/2 a lemon, which is what I've done here. Okay, let's move that out of the way. I'm going to let you just sort of squeeze away your lemons or your limes there for a second. And then the next ingredient that's going to go into this is sugar. So while you're still squeezing your limes, what I'm going to tell you is that if you're using granulated sugar, that's fine. I suppose what I'm thinking is how fast it dissolves. It doesn't dissolve very quickly if the drink is cold. Obviously, if you put it into tea, it dissolves very quickly. So if you're using granulated sugar, you could grind it down in a pestle and mortar to make it fine, then it would dissolve really quickly. Otherwise, stick in some caster sugar, or even better, if you've got some sugar syrup, I've got some sugar syrup here, then drop some of that in. So we want about 10 ml of syrup or 2 teaspoons of granulated or caster sugar. So let me just pour that in. All right, we're good. Good. So hopefully you're all pulling your cocktails together. I did something quite strange last Friday, actually. So I do this with you every week, but obviously I can't see you, so I just sort of rattle on and do what I do. But last Friday I was actually booked by someone to do a cocktail session, like a Mix With Me cocktail session for a 40th birthday party for all their guests online. So I actually had them all on Zoom looking back at me. And I found that while I was making the cocktail, I'm watching a whole group of people getting into all different sorts of mess. And I was thinking, wow, definitely easier with Dream Whiskies when I can't see what's going on. That's for sure. What have I got around here? Simi, should I pop around afterwards to collect? Hey, of course you can. Of course, social distancing as well. We'll put it on some kind of, we'll stick it on the step. Bruce, you can cheat and use margarita mix for the lime. Yeah, you can do. Often those margarita mixes have a bit of lemon in there as well, which is along the lines actually of like a Tommy's margarita, so that's okay. But yeah, you can go for those sort of things. Bruce has always got good ideas, by the way. All right, so we are going to shake this drink up, and I'm going to shake it with a whole load of ice. So let's get my ice into my shaker, and let's give this a good old shake. Here we go. All right. By the way, you know a question that occurred to me last week, and I've never asked any of you, is how many of you that do this actually own a cocktail shaker? Do you have cocktail shakers at home, or are you using something else? or are you just stirring it in the glass? Just interested, really. So I'm not even straining this over new ice. I'm just pouring it straight into our goblet. That's good. The pineapple juice creates the head. Pineapple juice is brilliant, by the way. If you want to create a really foamy head on your cocktails, then get some pineapple juice in there because it really froths up and it holds as well. Okay, let me put that to the side. So I have left a real gap at the top of that drink, and there is a reason why I have done that. And that's because we want some space for our garnish. So I'm just clearing a bit of space. I'm going to try and show you how to make the garnish for this drink. So, where are we? You need, this is why, by the way, I asked you not to get this, but you can do this another time. You need some leaves from the top of a pineapple. Ideally, you need some leaves of 3 different lengths, okay? From the top of a pineapple. What's that? Simon saying, I got a cocktail shaker too, actually. Well, now you're just showing off. Kaz, you got a cocktail shaker. Lubka, no shaker at home. Simi, yes, I'm assuming that yes is for the cocktail shaker. Who else? Bob, several size shakers. Bruce, have a shaker with strainer in the lid. So actually, if you've got a strainer in the... Oh, do you mean one of those 3-piece ones where you take the lid off and then there's another one? Yeah, okay. Look, I'm delighted you got shakers. I'm never sure. I just, you have these ideas that people have got them. By the way, let's get back to this garnish. Right, so you need 3 leaves, 3 pineapple leaves of different lengths. So let's have those there. You also need a piece of pineapple. I've got a larger piece there that I'm actually going to use. And then you also need a maraschino cherry. Let's get one of these out. Let's put that there. And a cocktail stick. And I have a little wooden cocktail stick here. So first things first, you need to cut your pineapple into a piece like that. So you want it like that, about that thick. There we go. What's that, Kieran? No shaker, I just use a water bottle. Right, now that's what I thought. I thought some people were probably using water bottles. Gary, going to order one of Urban Bar. Got some great glasses from them. Yeah, they got great glasses, great shakers. Urban Bar are great, that's for sure. Paul, no shaker at home. I use 2 plastic picnic glasses, 1 pint and 1/2 pint. Wow, that's some proper skills, Paul. So look, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a little slit just about there in the pineapple so that that eventually is going to sit over the edge of the glass. So I just cut there and that's ready to go. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I want to take my 3 pineapple leaves and arrange them so that they're all the same length, but obviously all different lengths at the other end. So they create almost like a peacock feather, I guess. Just going to trim that down a little bit there. And this is where the whole thing comes together. You take your cocktail stick and you put it through your maraschino cherry. You then put it through just about there, all 3 of your pineapple leaves. You then put that on top of your pineapple and you press it into the pineapple to create that. You then put the whole thing on the edge of your glass and you then end up with your Jungle Bird cocktail. How cool is that? Honestly, it's cool, right? You like that? You're going to be doing that on all sorts of cocktails. I know it. You're going to be putting Jungle Birds on all your cocktails now. Even not cocktails. You're going to be putting it on a glass of water. And that's why the original cocktail is called a Jungle Bird. And that's why this one is called a Scottish concrete Jungle Bird. How are you doing? So, Cheryl, is that called a triangle? What do you mean? You're talking about the pineapple. Nikki, cool, looks fantastic. Very Caribbean. Wow, looks fab, says Kaz. Thank you for that. It's cute, isn't it? I mean, I wish I could say that I came up with it. You know, I've seen so many incredible garnishes on cocktails. But what I love about this is the simplicity. It doesn't really take much skill. It's just a great idea that somebody came up with a very long time ago. Don't poke out an eye drinking that drink. Yes, be careful of that. Always be careful of those. Dave, what have you got? Not quite your recipe. Went a bit overboard with the whiskey. 50ml, only 50ml pineapple syrup from can, 30ml Campari, lime juice and caster sugar. Not much of a foamy head, no garnish. Tastes okay though. Well, Dave, thank you for playing. Having done it, could you take a photograph of it? I mean, let me just say this. No foam because you didn't have any pineapple juice. You had the syrup. And what you've created is probably just a completely different drink, but I'd really like to see it. So send me a picture on Messenger. Let's pop that over there. Our little Scottish concrete jungle bird. And now let's move towards the last part of our Whiskey Geek of the Week quiz. How are you doing in this, by the way? Jane, that's why Paul wears glasses. Absolutely. Got to wear glasses when you're drinking cocktails. So we've had questions 1 to 9. We're now going for the last 3 questions, numbers 10, 11 and 12. Each one of these questions worth a single point, and someone is going to be our Whiskey Geek of the Week for this week. And I'm hoping that we get a new Whiskey Geek. It's not that I've got anything against our current Whiskey Geeks at all. It's just that they're sort of dominating the game, really. Between 2 or 3 of them, you know, they're the sort of key players. So we want to knock them off their pedestal. Simon, what are you saying there? I didn't have the bits for the garnish, so I've used 3 breadsticks and a Dairy Lee triangle. What should we call that? That's not a jungle bird, is it? That's something else. That's like a McDonald's Happy Meal, I think. What's this? I'm going to make mine after the show. We'll send you a picture. Excellent, thank you. All right, here we go. Question 10. So at the end of last year, and I think it was November, Mr. Viet Nguyen Dinh Thuan was recognized by the Guinness Book of Records as having the world's most valuable collection of whiskey. So with a total of actually just 535 bottles, his whiskey collection was worth how much? And it's a multiple choice. Look at multiple choice, meaning essentially I'm going to give you some options. Just pick the one you think is correct. Okay, so with a total of 535 bottles, how much do you think his collection was worth? Was it A, $3.8 million? Was it B, $7.2 million? Was it C, $12.4 million? Was it D, $15.6 million, or was it E, $19.7 million? That's question 10. Get your answers down. You should have 10 questions now with 2 to go. What's this? Raymond missed question 8 today. Too busy chatting. Raymond, it's the first time we've seen you. You want question 8 again? I'll give you question 8 again. Thank you for being there. Okay, question 8, Raymond, was what whiskey is found in a Lynchburg lemonade cocktail? Okay, so the quiz, the clue that I gave everyone is if you've never even heard of a Lynchburg lemonade, the title of the cocktail is pretty much a giveaway clue to the whiskey. So what whiskey is found in a Lynchburg lemonade cocktail? That was question 8. That was a recap for Raymond Hunter. Bruce is saying to stick an Easter marshmallow chick on the drink. Yeah, but there's enough left of the stick as well, isn't there? Question 11. Question 11, geeks. Who's going to be our geek this week? Last December, the world's largest private collection of whiskey, known as the Perfect Collection, and owned by the late Richard Gooding, went up for auction. But how many bottles were in the collection? So was it A, 1,750? Was it B, 2,600? Was it C, 3,900? Was it D, 4,400? Or was it E, 5,250? Which one was it? Which one was it? Raymond was with us last week, I think. And yes, he was. Excellent, Raymond. Thank you very much. That was question 11. These are some serious collections, right? Okay, last question. in October of last year. So look, this is between October, November, December of last year. Some major things happened in the whiskey world, didn't they? In October of last year, a bottle of Macallan Fine and Rare 60-year-old 1926 sold at auction for a world record figure. Question is, how much did this single bottle of whiskey sell for? It was A, $850,000, B, $1 million, C, $1.25 million, D, we are, by the way, just talking about a single bottle of whiskey here, D, $1.5 million, or E, $1.9 million. So that's it. I can't get over it. I mean, the first time I spent £50 on a bottle of whiskey, I thought I was living, I thought I was rocking and rolling, living the high life. There I was, £50 on a bottle of whiskey. I mean, to me, it still sounds like a huge amount of money anyway. But the idea that somebody's paying that sort of money, even if it was the lowest of those figures, right? All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through all the answers. You've got to total up the scores. There is a single point, right? So 1 point for each correct answer. That means the total score for this week's Whiskey Geek of the Week competition is out of 12. And then put your score at the end, put your score in the comments, and the highest one wins. If there's a tie break, I've got a tie break question. What's this? Sorry, Paul's memory is so bad. Oh, replying to right, yeah, sorry. Even my memory is very bad. Lubka, great drink, Paul. I made it with bitter and it is lovely. Oh, right, so Lubka, you used the bitters that you showed me the picture of. That's good. That's good. Nikki, bit off topic. What are in the circles on your shirt? I can't see clearly. Is it grains? It is grains. It's pulses, right? So it's sort of beans and legumes. Cheryl's saying, yeah, lentils. Fantastic, pretty clear. Oh, you've already had that conversation. Wow. What's the most you've ever spent on a bottle and did you drink it? Is that a question to me, Bruce, or is that just general? I'll let you answer that question before I answer your question. Here we go. All right, so here we go. 12 questions, 12 answers. Let's go back. Remember, up for grabs is the honour, which is becoming a huge honour of becoming the Dream Whiskers Whiskey Geek of the Week for this week. And the first three were, where are we? Oh yes, the first three questions were anagrams. So the first one I gave you was labourer, and I was looking for, labourer was an anagram of Aberlour whiskey. So labourer was Aberlour. If you got that, it's 1 point, well done. Question 2, silly hen. That's silly spelt with an SC, as in Scilly Isles. So silly hen is an anagram of which whiskey? I'm looking for Clynelish. Clynelish. So if you got Clynelish, that's a point for you as well. Well done. And then question 3, which nearly catches me every time I look at it here. It's Angry Mole, right? I gave you Angry Mole is an anagram of Glen Moray. Glen Moray. If you got that, that's a point for you. So maybe some of you are on 3 points. Bruce, for you, Paul, but open for anyone. Okay. Remember the giant bottle at the bar at home growing up? So, Nikki, my sister, is reminiscing with me. Nikki, I still have that giant bottle. I'm going to show it to you in a second. That giant bottle is a giant bottle of Bell's. Not the most expensive, but definitely the biggest one. Actually, I'm going to do that now. So, a little family moment here between me and my sister, who's the other side of the world from me. But this is the bottle I think you're talking about, right? The giant bottle at home. When we were kids, there it is, still with us, still running through the family. All right, question number 4. I asked, on which island will you find Highland Park Distillery? And the island is Orkney. Orkney is what I'm looking for. 1 point if you got Orkney. Question 5. I said, where does Jack Daniels draw its water from? So all the water that they use to make every single drop of Jack Daniels, wherever you are in the world, whether you are in Asia, United States, in Africa, Central Europe, in Antarctica, wherever you are, right? If you're drinking Jack Daniels, it's made in one place. Their water is drawn from Cave Spring Hollow. Cave Spring Hollow. And actually the hollow where they draw their water from has a very nice bronze statue of Jack, I believe, there as well. 1 point if you got Cave Spring Hollow. What are you saying, Bruce? $50 for you. Well, $50 for you. I spent a few more quid. I mean, as you might imagine, with Dream Whiskies, I spent a huge amount of money on whiskies that I've given away. I probably spent more money on whiskies that I've given away than whiskey that I've drunk myself, actually, when I think about it. But $50 is okay. I mean, I think $50 is a good price point to be at because the quality of the whiskey you can get $50 is absolutely fantastic. Monica, I've just been given an 18-year-old Cardhu. Well, whoever gave you that spent probably a few more than $50, I should think. Very nice. You put, but have you tried it yet? Have you tried it? If so, let us know what you think. Okay, question number 6. What record is held by Octomore 8.3? So the Octomore 8.3 release. Now, I don't know if it still holds it, but when it was released, it certainly did. And I looked it up on Google the other day, and I think it still holds this record. It is the world's peatiest whiskey, okay? It's the world's peatiest whiskey in sort of fennel parts per million. It has the most. It's the world's peatiest whiskey. That's what we're looking for. And that is 1 point if you got that. Question number 7. Question number 7. Paul, £95 and no, I haven't drunk it yet. Okay. Fair enough. What was it? What was it? Monica's saying they did my favourite. I'm getting lost here. Oh, so Paul's talking to Bruce. Monica, I think you're talking to me. So somebody drank your Cardhu. Is that right? I'm not sure. Raymond, the Bowmore 22 Seagull bottling. What did you pay for that? I mean, we're all sharing how much we're paying for whiskey now. None of us want to hear that you got a good deal in case we pay too much for it. Where was I? Question number 7. All right, question number 7. What style of whiskey is traditionally found in a Manhattan cocktail? Okay, what I'm looking for here is either, so the correct answer is rye whiskey, okay, rye whiskey. But I'll give you a point if you put Canadian, all right? So historically and traditionally, rye was used. What happened during Prohibition is that Canadian whiskey became very much the go-to whiskey for a Manhattan, just because of Prohibition. So if you put rye or Canadian, that's fine. If you put bourbon, no. Sorry about that. It's bourbon, yeah, today, bourbon, absolutely. Tennessee whiskey, absolutely, but traditionally, no. So I'm looking for rye or Canadian. Question 8. What's that we got here? We'll gladly help you, Paul. What is that with my bad memory, Bruce? Paul Slade, £180 Tasmanian whiskey, drunk it. Good job. That's what I like. Monica, no, they spent more than 50 quid. Okay, got that. 250 at the time, but all gone, says Raymond. Okay, yeah, I can get that. I wonder what that would be worth today. Whiskies have gone berserk, right, in terms of value and prices. I mean, just amazing. I got some whiskies here that I paid 2 figures for, so less than £100 when I bought them, and now, well, they're just worth, huge amounts compared to what I paid for them. The whole of it. I mean, but hey, having said they're worth it, they're only worth it if you actually find someone to buy that from you. I'm pretty much into drinking it myself. Where was I? Okay, question 8. Here we go. What whiskey is found in a Lynchburg lemonade cocktail? And I was looking for Jack Daniels. Jack Daniels, Lynchburg. That's where Jack Daniels is made. Lynchburg lemonade is made with Jack Daniels. 1 point for that. Question number 9. What 2 ingredients are required to make a Godfather cocktail? So I gave you one of them, which was Scotch, but a Godfather cocktail is made from Scotch and Amaretto. Amaretto. So if you've got Amaretto, give yourself a point. Bruce will help Paul Slade drink his whiskey. Oh, I got you. Right, okay. Lost that thread. Sorry about that. And Bob, what's that? Mr. Sam Bronfman, Seagrams. Okay, I'm not sure what that is. Is that a whiskey? Because I've never even heard of that. I mean, I know Seagram's whiskey, but is Mr. Sam Bronfman? Okay, got that. Is that a whiskey? Let me know. Question 10. Okay, so these are the records that were set last year, at the end of last year. So I said to you, at the end of last year, Mr. Viet Nguyen Dinh Thuan was recognized by the Guinness Book of Records as having the world's most valuable whiskey collection with a total of 535 bottles. Question is, how much was each one of them, how much was let's start again. How much was the collection worth? The collection was worth $19.7 million. $19.7 million. That is a staggering amount of, it's almost incomprehensible, isn't it? I mean, he had multiple bottles worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. So whilst his wasn't the biggest collection, it is by far the most. So if you've got 19.7, you got 1 point. Well done. Question 11. Last December, the world's largest private collection of whiskey, called the Perfect Collection, owned by the late Richard Gooding, went up for auction. How many bottles? The answer is C, 3,900 bottles. So that is actually the world's largest collection. So if you've ever been to the Scotch Whisky Experience in Edinburgh, they have it's the Clive Vidith collection. It's about 3,300. So it's the world's largest collection as a sort of corporately owned one. But this collection was larger, 3,900 bottles. And whilst it wasn't worth the same as the other one, it was worth over $10 million. So there you go. So we were looking for C. That was question 11. 1 point if you got that right. And the final question is number 12. In October of last year, a bottle of Macallan Fine and Rare 60-year-old whiskey, 1926 vintage, sold at auction for a world record figure. How much did it raise? The answer I was looking for is E, $1.9 million. $1.9 million. Just tell me right now, okay, if you had a bottle of whiskey worth $1.9 million, what would you do with it? Would you do what this person did, which is sell it and cash it in? Would you keep it on a shelf and look at it, feeling smug that you're wealthy enough to own a $1.9 million bottle of whiskey, $1 million bottle of whiskey? Or would you crack it open and drink it? What would you do? Okay, that's it. 1 point for that if you got it right. Your scores out of 12. Please put your scores in the comment box. We're going to see who our Whiskey Geek of the Week is here. So what else have we got? Devil's Cast 3 was a present. Quite rare, I think. Yeah, those Devil Cast ones are it depends which one I think you got. I'm not entirely sure which one is which. Canadian whiskey, starting a Canadian distillery. Okay, it's a conversation, I think. I know that. Paul saying just pop over to the UK, mate. Actually, Paul, I think you and Bruce would have a brilliant time. Paul, the £95 I spent was on a Glenallachie 12-year-old. Nice. Nikki, 1.9 million. Yes, can you believe it? Simi is saying she would insure it. Kieran saying he would sell it. Absolutely. Raymond, you got 11 out of 12. Right, look, get your scores in, everyone, because at the moment, unless you can beat 11 out of 12, it looks like Raymond could be our Geek of the Week. Paul saying, if I had that money, I could afford to drink it. Now, that's an interesting thought, isn't it? If you got the money to own a £1.9 million bottle of whiskey, then wouldn't it be great to do something that no one's ever done, which is actually drink it? Because those sort of bottles of whiskey are traded, they're invested. I've never heard of anyone drinking one of those rare ones. Wouldn't that be amazing? Just have a party with all your pals, drink it. Wow. Bruce, drink it and have the most expensive hangover in history. Yeah. Kaz, I got 8 because I missed the anagrams. Oh, sorry, Kaz. Sorry, Kaz. Paul Musson, only 7 scored tonight. Okay, no sweat. Nikki's doing a wow. Oh, to Raymond. Right, okay. Paul Slade, only 5. That's because you're too busy drinking, Paul, I think. Look, I would sell it for $2 million. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Keep it for Boy to sell when he is older. Ah, that's nice of you, Raymond. Until Boy gets older and starts behaving really badly, and you think, why am I keeping this whiskey for him? Kieran's got a 5. Michael Nolan, 10, but can't find the same answers on the net for questions 10 and 12. Wow. I know I'm always in trouble with you, Michael. So for question 12, you're looking up the auction record from October last year. And for question 10, you're also looking up the auction record from, I think, November last year. Trust me, you'll find them. You'll find them. Cheryl, I'd give it to Golden Boy. Yes, Cheryl giving it to the favourite man in her life, which is not me, as you might have gathered. Nikki, drink it and sell tickets for people to drink with you. Brilliant idea. That's the way to do it. Sell tickets. What a great idea. How cool would that be? If you had a £1.9 million bottle of whiskey, how many incredibly wealthy whiskey drinkers are out there that would never buy it and drink it? But if you cracked it open and sold it, that is an amazing, I'm loving that. What have you got there? Michael's saying 16.7 instead of 19.7. Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? Because that will ruin my whole game. Do you want to try a different site just to see if that one was off or I might have got it wrong? Is it 16.7 million pounds, Michael, rather than $19.7 million? Could that be it? Something like that? Jane, I got the anagrams and the JD questions, but that's all. Okay, all right. Raymond, it's looking a bit like you. I mean, Michael's fighting for his third title here. I can tell that. So Michael's won it twice already. I'm wondering if that 16.7, 19.7 is a sort of a pound versus dollar thing. Luca, I've got only Glen Moray. Luca, is that the only one you got? Glen Moray. Listen, if that's the one you got, it's a pretty tough one to get. For sure. I'm thinking I'm going to declare this as Raymond. Pretty sure. I'm going to give probably another minute. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go through the members spot price competition, which takes me about a minute. And then I'm going to declare our Whiskey Geek of the Week winner. So if you are a member, which if you're not, become a member. It doesn't cost very much. And you just get much more from Dream Whiskies. And by the way, it helps Dream Whiskies stay alive. You know, if you love these broadcasts and everything, there's only so long that we can go on if people don't become our members. So at the moment, we've got a real sort of small nucleus. Join us, become a member. There's a link in the description. Click on it. It doesn't cost very much at all. And yeah, it just makes your life more rounded for sure. But if you are a member, it means you can enter this last minute spot price competition, which, by the way, I remind you, we're giving away this 3 tasting set of Glenfiddich. It's got a 50ml bottle of each, the 12-year-old, the 14-year-old Rich Oak, and the 15-year-old Solera. And there are 4 questions which you have to answer, and that would take you to... there's a link in the description. It takes you to our website where you answer and you use our multiple choice entry form as well. So really simple questions, as ever tonight. Here they are. Question 1. And they're all to do with the cocktails that I made. I said, what kind of syrup did I put into the frappe? So what kind of syrup did I put into the frappe? Raymond's saying, no, I don't care. I'm just geeky, says Michael. Okay. That's good. And Raymond's saying his answer could help me to 12. All right, fair enough. I think I'm going to declare this in a second. So 1 was, what kind of syrup did I put in the frappe? 2, what whiskey did I use in the ginger and chipotle cooler? Which whiskey did I use in that? 3, what did I smoke the glass with for the ginger and chipotle cooler? And 4, the last one, the Mix With Me cocktail, what was it called? So if you are a member and you want to enter our spot prize giveaway for the 3 tasters of Glenfiddich, then go to the website, link is in the description, and you know how to enter because you do that every week. All right, good job. So here we go. I'm declaring it. Michael, what have you put here? McCann has numerous answers from the same month, November 1.2, October 1.5. Okay, I'll tell you what, just for fun, Michael, I'll pick this up with you afterwards, probably on, we're doing it on Messenger or something like that. And I'll send you a few links as well, because I'm wondering if we're getting the pounds and the dollars all mixed up. But anyway, as you are admitting that you are just being extra geeky, and we are always looking for a new Whiskey Geek of the Week. Am I getting deja vu? Didn't we have this last week? Didn't we have what last week? What, the fact that people disagree with my answers? I get the impression there was more than 1 bottle sold. There were a few bottles sold, but the one I'm talking about is the one that got the 1.9. But anyway, I'm going for it. I'm calling this. Thank you for playing, everybody. but we have a brand new Whiskey Geek of the Week. Everyone give a huge round of applause to Raymond Hunter. Let's hear it. Raymond, well done. It didn't sound too huge a round of applause from where I am. I guess I'm the only one clapping in behind the bar. So, Raymond, this is what you have to do if you don't already know. When the broadcast is over, which is imminently now, please could you take a photograph of yourself with a bottle of whiskey or a glass of something that you like to drink and send it to me so that I can get your picture up onto the gallery. You can send it to me on Messenger, so just use Messenger through the Facebook page and I'll pick it up from there. But brilliant job, well done, thank you for playing, thank you everyone for having a go. Thank you everyone for doing the cocktails. If you did a mix with me cocktail, please also send me your pictures. Really don't get too many of them from you and love to get more, so it'd be great if you could do that. What else have we got here? Oh, dispute over my answers, yeah, I thought so. Simi is doing a woohoo. I think she's looking forward to picking up her drink. Big congrats to Raymond. Congrats to Raymond. Jane saying you need a studio audience. Always need a studio audience, definitely. More congrats. Well done. I think you're right, Cheryl. What else we got going here? Yay, Raymond. Everyone loves Raymond. I love that show. Love that show. What else have we got? Bye from Nikki in America. Thanks all. Will do, Paul. Look, great. Thank you, everyone. It's been another fabulous week. Thank you for joining me. Hope you had a great time. Listen, be safe, keep well, and we will be back here next Wednesday at 7 p.m. UK time. Look after yourself. Bye.